Hello there. My name is Anne. Sometimes I make mistakes and get to you. This is Mass Effect, which we are continuing along with. Now, I did mention that we are going to be doing a fair whack of talking
Glad to see
today.
you're okay, Commander.
Yep, we can start with you.
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
Yeah, Jenkins will be
I wish I could have
missed.
done something to save him.
I was there. You did everything right. It was just bad luck. It's been a hell of a shakedown, Cruz. Our first mission ends with one Spectre killing another. The Citadel Council's not gonna be happy about that. Probably use it to lever more concessions out of the Alliance.
Seems like you've been around.
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah, a lot of biotics are. We're not restricted, but we sure don't go undocumented. May as well get a paycheck for it. Besides, my father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
Something similar.
I was a regular Navy brat. I got a little more noteworthy than the folks expected.
Oh, that's right, a Coos. I imagine that bought you any post in the fleet. Word is we're heading for the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
Oh, Caden, you really shouldn't have mentioned a Coos. We want to brief the council. I can't say. Yeah, we want to brief the council.
Captain hopes the ambassador can get an audience with the council. Tell them what Saren's been up to.
Makes sense. They'd probably like to know he's not working for them anymore. Whatever happens, we'll be ready, Commander.
Hey.
Joker's waiting for you on the bridge.
Okay, let's go ahead and load back. I'll tell you what, we will drop a save here, and we'll load back, and see if we can get any more information out of him. Because I feel like I didn't do that conversation last. Let me see about... There's Metagel in there.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander. Commander, I'm glad to
Yep.
see you're okay.
Okay, how are you holding
Jenkins
up?
was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead civilians. It doesn't seem right somehow. But at least you stopped Saren from wiping out the whole colony.
You helped.
I couldn't have done it without you.
We're Marines. We stick together. And I'm just sorry that we lost
Yeah, Jenkins will be missed.
I wish I could have done something to save him.
I was there. It's been the Citadel Council's not going to be happy about that.
Seems like you've been around.
Got a good...
Yeah. Besides, my father served.
Something similar.
Word is we're heading for the Citadel.
We want to brief the
captain...
council.
Whatever happens, we'll be...
Lovely. There we go. We got the extra little bits of dialogue out of it. Perfect. So, you may notice that Okay, you may notice that we have a locker down here. And I believe that if we go downstairs, we should have several more lockers here. Technically this is downstairs. Loving watching my shadow just do whatever it wants to do here. In the Normandy's vehicle bay, using a squad member's locker allows you to assign new equipment to them. New equipment may be purchased from the requisition officer. Lovely. So you'll see that we have 6 lockers down here. Hayden and Ashley. We'll get into more into folks here, and I should probably... I'm doing this in kind of a weird order, I'll be honest. I'm a little bit out of sorts. Lovely. I did see a field integrity monitor. One of the little things that I love in this game is that you can just sort of grab little bits and pieces for your codex, right? So if I go into secondary, actually,
The Mako infantry fighting
Oh,
vehicle was
there
designed
you go.
for the System Alliance's frigates. Though the interior is cramped, an M35 is small enough to be carried in the cargo bay and easily deployed on virtually any world. With its turreted 155mm mass accelerator and coaxially mounted machine gun, the Mako can provide a fire team with weapon support as well as mobility. Since Alliance Marines may be required to fight on any world, the Mako is environmentally sealed and equipped with microthrusters for use on low-gravity planetoids. The Mako is powered by a sealed hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell and includes a small Element Zero core. While not large enough to nullify the vehicle's mass, the core can reduce it enough to be safely airdropped. When used in conjunction with thrusters, it also allows the Mako to extricate itself from difficult terrain.
Yep. So sort of like the Rev 8 in Starfield, if you've used that, and I know that I quite like the Rev 8. I like how kind of bouncy and honestly, I like how much it reminds me of the Mako, to be perfectly honest. So let's go ahead and talk with the requisition officer here.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
Supplies?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why would I have to pay you?
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
Tell me, why would I need licenses?
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
Manufacturers? What different manufacturers?
What do the different manufacturers offer?
Yeah,
There are too many
something
for me
like
to
that.
keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Right. So as we look over the licenses, we'll be able to see what they offer. New items?
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Sure. Show me.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
So, you can see that he has a grenade upgrade here and a metagel upgrade here. So I'm going to accept that, and we'll take both those. That means that I can hold one more of each. You'll see Lancer, you'll see Storm, you'll see right now he only has a Inkadar license. As we get more licenses, he'll be able to provide more stuff, as I said. Which means that we could sell him, you know, this is Elena's risk control, right? Not terrible. Has a particular look to it, right? This is Hydra, which is the it looks like it's gonna have the N7 logo, but somehow I don't think it will. Hurricane is Elena's risk control stuff, right? We have Outcast Combine. We have Devlon Industries. We have various manufacturers, and this is kind of so. This is kind of the last time. This won't be the last time manufacturers come up, but this is the last time. This game is the last time licenses come up. So, we have, Devlon Industries stuff that I believe is fairly yellow. Let's actually go downstairs further and go talk with, Engineer Adams. We heard, talking with Presley earlier.
Shame about Jenkins, Commander.
Yep, shame about Jenkins. That's all you have to say, huh, bud? Okay. You out of breath already? They not teach like basic physical fitness? Okay. The Phoenix armor is produced by the Sirta Foundation, and they have a really neat hidden thing. So Sirta Foundation basically produces Metagel, they produce all medical stuff, and they produce, I believe, shield generators and armor. So a biomedical firm, Sirta made its fortune eliminating several genetic diseases endemic to human populations. The Foundation is renowned for its humanitarian efforts and refuses to produce weapons or similar offensive products. They do, however, offer basic protective or utilitarian items, ranging from armor to omni-tools to biotic amps. So, Phoenix One and the rest of the Phoenix line offers, and it doesn't say it here, but it does offer a slight health regeneration effect. So we've got the Liberator here, which is good for toxic and environmental protections, right? We'll keep her in that right now. And then this is actually pretty decent light armor. So we are giving up a few things here. Yeah, we're giving up... Let's see what we can do with your armor. We can give you better shields, we can give you shield regeneration, and we can give you motorized joints, which is basically extra melee damage. So you'll see different things have different protections and different modifications that they make to armor here. So if we go into the rifle here, you'll see that we have ammunition and then we have upgrades. So first level detection makes sensors or makes jamming less effective, right? So it cuts through jamming and allows you to use your motion tracker. Here, you have anti-personnel, which grants you bonus damage versus organics. So that's going to be, I believe, that's going to be husks. That's going to be people. That's going to be some other things that are going to come up. You have armor piercing, so 15 damage versus synthetics, so the death, basically. And then you have radioactive, which is really, really, really good against certain enemies and kind of not very good against a whole lot of other enemies. So, let's go upstairs here. And then I should have access to, hopefully if it worked, and that's always a good sign, right? Is if I'm questioning if something worked, I should have access to, apparently not. Okay, well, I'll have to figure that out later. It might just be not right now. Lovely. So we do have the doctor here. We have a couple of people back here who are not particularly talkative. It's an older BioWare game, and people tend to just stay in place in BioWare games a lot of the time. No such thing as like Radiant AI, like with Bethesda games, so people aren't traveling from one place to another, right? Let's talk to
Yes,
the doctor
Commander?
here.
Is there something you need?
We
should go.
can actually
Goodbye,
talk to her
Commander.
later. Let's actually talk to
I'm glad
our
you're okay,
new
Commander.
recruit here.
The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
He'll be missed, soldiers die, I should go. He'll be missed.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
Soldiers die, I should go. You earned it.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
How are you holding up?
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
Yep, that is the one thing in common that I have gotten from the people who have been active duty, or who have, like, actually served in the military and been active duty, right, is that, the common theme of, civilians didn't sign up for this, which is... Yeah, no, they did not. The mission failed. You helped. Yeah, you helped.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
Glad to have you. I should go. Don't disappoint me. Glad to have you.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
There we go.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Yeah, I have some personal questions for you.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
That's actually a fairly common theme throughout anyone who practices medicine, especially here in the U.S. Which is, they go and they start trying to practice medicine because they want to help people, right? And it kind of crushes them because, well, at least here in the U.S., we have privatized healthcare to such an extent that it kind of prevents doing good in a lot of cases. And doing the right thing or helping people, and sometimes it means watching people die because, well, they can't afford to have healthcare or to take care of something that would otherwise be fairly treatable, right? And it is soul crushing to watch that. So, do you have any regrets, Doctor?
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
What can you tell me about Caden?
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission, but he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
An L2?
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
Oh, what kind of complications?
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Are we certain you're a doctor? Okay. Insanity is kind of a touchy diagnosis for a lot of people who work in psychiatry and psychology. And I'll definitely get into that later, but just needless to say, it's not really something we use these days. What can you tell me about the captain?
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
I question that turn of phrase, Doctor, but we'll just sort of gloss over that and hope that doesn't happen again, right? Alright, I need to leave.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Yep, I should leave. I should not be here right now. That's kind of an uncomfortable turn of phrase. Oh, a nav manual. Lovely. Navigator Presley.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
I do appreciate that you can just walk up to people and have them salute. That's an FTL comlink. So, like was mentioned in the last episode, there are FTL communications, but not FTL sensors. Lovely. I don't know where I have to go here. Oh! I know one thing I could do here. Which is, actually, I could go downstairs real quick, and I could probably poke... I could probably poke around in the captain's quarters, which are on this deck. They're this side, over here. There we go. We can talk to Captain Anderson.
Go speak to Joker when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
Alrighty, fine. I'll go do the thing. Let's see, do you have anything interesting or exciting here? No, nothing? Nothing at all. Oh, rude.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower, too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side, then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower, Normandy. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
They're blind, it's the truth. He's dangerous.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. He needs to be stopped. The Council has to listen to us.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not hers.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Yep. That went swimmingly.
Big place.
I can't tell the aliens from the animals.
Oh gosh, there it is. Hello, Ashley. This is it's actually a somewhat interesting thread with her. Alliance Patrol Report. Captain Hendrickson reported some unusual energy readings during a patrol of the Argos Rogue cluster. She had particular concerns about the Hydra system, but was recalled before her team could investigate further. No patrols are scheduled for that sector. Do we want to send in a recon team? So Ashley starts out pretty outspokenly bigoted, which is a fascinating choice. Now, I know it's somewhat of a difficult sell to say, no, bear with her, she gets better, but she does genuinely get better, alright?
I understand what you're saying, but these allegations are very serious. This is serious. My reputation is at stake. I spoke with the consort in confidence, and her alone, and she betrayed that confidence. All right. I will look into it for you. In the meantime, do not do anything rash.
I think your door might be malfunctioning. Hello, Zeltan. Kalen. Din. Let's talk with Kalen first. This big, sort of, interesting-looking fella here.
Pleased greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kalen. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
Can you tell me about your speech?
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kalen? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
Remorseful response, Din. You don't truly believe that, and if you do, I am very sorry for you.
Hey, look, I'm starting off as kind of a backwater yokel. I'm gonna be asking some questions because I'm genuinely interested in learning, right? Tell me about the Elcor.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm. I delight in telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
Yeah, tell me about your culture.
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups, though we are always welcoming to outsiders. Our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
Yeah, tell me about your history.
Tell me about the history and origins of the Elcor.
The Elcor were just beginning to explore Council space when the Asari first made contact with us. With their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
Yeah, tell me about your status as an ambassador.
What do you do here?
Modestly, I work to bring the problems and the requests of the Elcor groups to the attention of the Council.
Ha! They only give us these positions to keep us quiet. The Council doesn't care about our races.
Chastising rebuke. Your tone is inappropriate, Din. This human is not to blame for your malcontent or your misconceived suspicions.
I should go.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Sincere farewell.
Oh, look. Level up.
Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
We speak to Din here.
EarthClan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Din. At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, EarthClan?
Yeah, what can you tell me about the Volus?
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, EarthClan.
Like I said, I'm starting out as a backwater yokel. I'm gonna be asking some questions in order to, learn more about the people I'm interacting with. Help me out here. Tell me about your culture.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
Tell me about your history.
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari and Salarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
Tell me about the embassy.
What is this place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
That's fair. Tell me about your status as an ambassador.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Din. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The Earth Clan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
Yeah, Council admittance?
Why aren't the Elcor or Volus part of the Council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the Earth Clans, it would seem.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
Yeah, why are you so cranky?
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
Alright, well, I should go before, I don't know. I sit and stay. Yes.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Good.
Yes, yes. Good day, Earth Clan.
I should go. Nope. Put that away. Lovely. Excellent.
Welcome to the Presidium.
That is Avina. And we'll talk with Avina in a moment here.
Good day, Commander. The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
Have we met?
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable people.
Personal question?
What's your name? What do you do here?
Yeah, what do you do here?
My name is Safiria. I'm the administrative assistant for the embassies.
Are you busy?
You seem to be distracted.
The embassies are the hub of all Citadel politics. When you represent trillions of citizens, it tends to get a little busy.
Yeah, where are we?
What is this place?
This is the Presidium. More specifically, you are at the Citadel embassies. If you have more questions, please access Avina.
Avina?
What's that?
Oh, Avina is the virtual guide for the Citadel. Feel free to access the terminal yourself.
Alrighty, well, I should go.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
Oh, gosh. That is a common thread throughout all three of these games, is I should go. Let's see here. We have a human diplomat.
I landed a job here. This place is fantastic.
We have a diplomatic archive. Diplomatic archive. We've got a Turian here. We have a weird little alien bug thingy here. We have an Elcor here.
Delighted. Welcome. It is good to meet you.
And we have chairs that we cannot sit in. So that does make me sad. We have Executor Palin here. And we have Private Fredericks. We have an individual named Sana here. We have a bartender here. Let's go to the bartender, shall we?
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
Yeah, Commander?
You know who I am?
Your arrival created a bigger-than-average stir among the diplomats and hangers-on around here. There's always something new happening around here. I could fill you in on some points of interest if you'd like.
Yeah, fill me in.
What's going on around here?
Well, you found the embassies, not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the Emporium, and Shaira's. If you haven't heard of her, you soon will. If you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below. For entertainment, I'd try Flux or Cora's Den.
Yeah, tell me about, Flux and Cora's Den?
Tell me about Flux and Cora's Den.
Well, Flux has gambling and dancing, certainly more lively than this place. Cora's Den, on the other hand, well, let's just say it's livelier and deadlier, all at the same time.
Tell me about Shaira's?
What is Shaira's?
The consort, she entertains clients who can afford her services. Most of the diplomats and ambassadors have visited her at one time or another. She's a very powerful woman, but also very respected.
Alright, I should go.
Goodbye.
Lovely.
So long, Commander. Have a pleasant day.
So, I can't actually get a drink here. Terrible.
Don't believe the rumors.
Awful.
The consort would never reveal her secrets.
Of course she wouldn't. She'd be tossed out the nearest airlock if she did.
I suppose. Besides, Nick, the consort's nothing like the girls back on the colonies. She's...
You don't have to do it with her. You can just talk to her if you want.
Is that all you did, Jazz? Just talk?
I didn't say that.
Ha! I bet you did too.
Shut up, Fredericks.
Hello, Fredericks.
What do you want? Oh, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Relax, Private. This isn't an inspection.
Right, sorry. What can I do for you, Commander?
You mentioned a consort?
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... That is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
Where is she?
Can you at least tell me where I can find her?
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun, that is.
Oh, you're nervous. Okay, lovely. Let me go and bother Nasana here.
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
I'm sure that you don't. Let me see. Let's see here. Oh, we have Executor Palin here. I could talk with Executor Palin. I could also drop a new save, which I should do. I'm gonna be, or at the very least I'm going to try to be fairly diligent about saving in this game.
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be your guide.
Let's go ahead and talk to Avina, shall we?
Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
Are you real?
So are you a person or a program?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Sounds interesting.
Give me the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. On either side of this lobby are the embassies of the various Citadel races, along with CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
Go ahead and tell me about the Citadel Council.
What can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
Originally, the Council consisted of representatives from the Asari and Solarians, the two dominant species in Citadel space. Roughly 1,304 galactic standard years ago, Turians were invited to join the Council in recognition of the role they played during the Krogan Rebellion. Since then, the three Council races have worked together to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the galactic community, while preserving individual autonomy for each species.
Sounds a little too good to be true.
It can't be as simple as that. There must be problems somewhere in the system.
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
Alright, well, go ahead and tell me about the embassies.
Tell me about the embassies.
Each species in Citadel space important enough to be consulted on matters of galactic politics maintains an embassy on the Presidium. The Volus were the first non-council species to be granted an embassy, roughly 2,384 galactic standard years ago. As Citadel space has expanded, more embassies have been added. The most recently added embassy belongs to your own species, humanity. It was added 19 galactic standard years ago, despite some rather vocal opposition.
Why were the Volus first?
How come the Volus were the first species given an embassy?
In the early years following the formation of the Council, the Volus were, apart from the Asari and Salarians, the most populous and widespread species in Citadel space. They established many new colonies and trading outposts, and they petitioned the Council for a greater role in determining interstellar policy. In recognition of their work to expand interstellar trade and establish a standardized galactic economy, the Volus were granted an embassy here on the Citadel.
Just an embassy?
Why weren't they made a council race?
The Council races have extensive responsibilities. They must provide personnel and ships for the Citadel fleets. They often provide economic aid in times of disaster. It would be unfair to demand such an enormous burden of a species unable to meet these obligations. The embassies allow lesser species to have a voice on the Citadel.
Sorry, lesser species?
That's pretty damn arrogant.
I apologize if my personality has offended you. Please submit all formal complaints in writing to the Citadel Tourist and Visitor Board.
Yeah, why was humanity opposed?
Why were people trying to keep my species out?
Some species felt humanity was given preferential treatment. It often takes a century or more before a new species is granted an embassy. The Council gave a great deal of thought to this matter. In the end, they decided humanity's impact on Citadel space was significant enough to warrant an embassy.
Yeah, what do you think?
Do you agree with their decision?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
Alright, well, tell me about CSEC.
I want to know more about Citadel security.
Citadel security serves as law enforcement for all regions of the Citadel, though the majority of officers serve in the wards. Executor Palin, a Turian, is the current head of CSEC, but individuals from virtually every species across Citadel space serve as officers beneath him. If you wish to learn more, Executor Palin's office is located in the CSEC headquarters just across the lobby.
Go ahead and tell me about the Spectres.
Do you know anything about Spectres?
The term Spectre is derived from the branch of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Each Spectre agent is handpicked by the Council. Their primary role is preserving galactic stability and resolving volatile situations that cannot be handled through normal political channels. In this role, they are granted extraterritorial rights and jurisdictions. Spectres answer to no law or authority except the Council itself.
Alright, well, I'm gonna log off now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you for using Avina. Please enjoy your visit to the Citadel.
So, she mentioned the wards. As we saw when we came in, there is a big old ring. This is that ring. Sort of at the base of the station, right? The 5 arms that extend out across it, that extend out from this ring, are the wards. And they house millions and millions and millions of people. I could go to CSEC Academy here. There's a big old statue of a critter here. Some sort of person. There's a Turian there. Let's go ahead and investigate that statue, shall we?
I've had my office rearranged 5 times now.
5 times? Why? What do they want?
How should I know? It's not like Keepers offer an explanation for what they're doing.
And yet, everyone just lets them go on doing whatever it is they do.
What choice do we have? If you try to stop them, they just shut down and another one replaces it.
Just strange that we know so little about them.
Not to mention frustrating.
Yep. There we go. Let's be a little bit out of breath here. So, occasionally, they'll interrupt with or something like that.
If you're gonna make a Krogan statue, you might as well make it big, right?
And that's supposed to be a Krogan.
Hard to believe the Krogan were once seen as the saviors of the galaxy.
And they apparently saved the galaxy at one point. We have a market here. We have various locales and locations that we can visit. Yeah, sure.
Ah, human. This one is greatly pleased to see you here in my decadent emporium.
Yeah, can I ask you a personal question?
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder, though many in this place simply refer to it as Delan. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great worth.
Yeah, can I ask you another personal question?
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder.
Alright,
in this
okay.
place simply refer to it. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has
Can I
for
ask
purchase,
you about your
all of
speech?
great worth.
Why do you refer to yourself as this one and it?
For the same reason that humans are so inquisitive. It is part of our culture. Specifically, Hanar only refer to themselves in the first person with family or intimates. And we rarely do so with other species. It is just our way.
Let me go ahead and ask you about what you sell.
What exactly do you sell?
Only the finest and most luxurious items that credits can buy. This one is able to procure almost any item the human would desire, for a price, naturally.
Yeah, let's see what you have.
I'd like to see these rare and wonderful items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
Alright, let me see your standard items here. Okay, so you'll see Firestorm, you'll see a Sirta Foundation license, which I would like to buy. Yes, please. Thank you. Alright, we have Survivor, Devlon Industries, we've got an Omni tool here. Probably stand to get an Omni tool. Does anyone here use... Oh, Kaden is an Omni tool. Alright. I think I'm pretty good there.
Commander, it is good to see you again. Would you care to see some of its fantastic items today?
Yeah, I'd like to...
Show me your items.
Yeah, let me view your,
this one
view
is
your upgrades here. Chemical rounds, those are actually pretty good. They offer DOT, high caliber barrel. Not necessarily as useful, and a radioactive rounds, which again are useful in very specific circumstances.
Commander.
Yep.
Show me your items.
Let me view your non-human
this
armors,
one is
please. Let's see, you have Krogan, you have Turian, you have Krogan, you have Turian, you have Turian. Nothing particularly exciting there. Let me see, we have a Turian here. We have a Vullis here, who we could certainly stand and just go poke at. Say hello.
What's this? One of the Earth Clan. Ah, a very famous one, yes? You are the one called Shepard. The tale of how you survived the great tragedy on Akuz is truly remarkable. I am amazed each time I hear it.
People gotta stop bringing that up, alright? Have we met?
You've got me at a disadvantage here.
Forgive me, Earth Clan. My name is Barla Vaughn. My job makes it necessary for me to keep informed. I am a financial advisor to many important clients here on the Citadel. When someone as important as yourself arrives on the station, I take notice.
Yeah, can I ask you some personal questions?
Tell me more about your job.
Galactic finance is incredibly complex. A mix of laws and regulations from dozens of interstellar economies. I'm an expert in how all these economies interact. For a fee, I share my expertise. I also offer premium services for those clients who need someone to conduct business without drawing unwanted attention. Discreet and efficient. That's my motto.
Is that legal? Can you make it legal? Yeah, let me go ahead and click on that.
Sounds pretty shady.
Everything I do falls completely within the bounds of interstellar commerce law. Even so, many of my clients would prefer their transactions remain undisclosed. For example, suppose a Hanar ambassador was petitioning the Council to reduce tariffs on Hanar goods. How would it look if he had money invested in a Hanar exporting company? Even if his true motives were to help his people, he would be accused of advancing the petition for his own personal gain. I can keep his personal finances private.
I don't buy it, mainly because you're not really selling it.
Still sounds shady to me.
Then we can only hope you will never be cursed with a large enough fortune to require my services.
Yeah, can I ask you about the Citadel?
What's it like living here on the Citadel?
The station is without a doubt the greatest wonder in the galaxy. It is a technological marvel, but its true splendor goes much deeper than the hull and engines. From the Presidium to the wards, the entire station is a testament to the success of the Council. All the species of Citadel spaced together in a single strong community.
Yeah, tell me about the wards.
What are the wards like?
The cultural heart of the galaxy. They pulse with the lifeblood of millions of citizens from dozens of different species. You never know what you'll find down in the wards, Commander. It's always full of surprises. Fortunately, most of them are pleasant.
And tell me about the Presidium.
What makes the Presidium so special?
It is the political center of Citadel space. 80% of all intelligent species in the known galaxy acknowledge the Council's authority on interstellar matters. But only the most powerful and influential species have embassies here on the Presidium. This level of the station is reserved for the elite, Shepard. People like us.
Well, you made it creepy. I should go.
I should go.
Finally!
Goodbye, Commander.
Finally, she says it. Fantastic. Let me go ahead and just poke around here. Oh, that's pretty. Yep. Aiden, you have something to say? Where... Caden? Caden? Where did Ashley go?
Anyone else hear that low hum? Sounds like it's coming from that statue. Makes my teeth tingle.
Yeah, did we lose her? Oh, there she is.
You know, art doesn't normally do much for me, but that relay statue, I like.
Yep. Oh, butt shot. Oh, God. There it is.
Look at that bug thing over there. What's it doing?
Yeah, let me ask
Please
it.
do not disturb the keepers. Please do not disturb the keepers.
Okay. So that's the Citadel Tower, is it? We have keepers over here. We've gone through a fair bit of this, right? Rapid transit. This will take us to the wards, and I believe this will pop us out at... Where will this put us? I want to say it'll put us at the market? If I'm correct with that? Yeah, to the wards. The elevator at the end of this hallway leads to the wards. There you'll find Chora's Den, Flux, the markets, and the medical center. Okay. Well, let's go have a chat with the council. Shepard, you can look other Shepard, please, you can look other directions. Citadel Tower. This elevator leads up to the Citadel Tower, where the council convenes to pass judgment on interstellar matters. I should probably go up there. Let me see. We have technology. We have amps. We have communication. We have credits. Military jargon. So, ashore, when a ship's crew leaves the vessel, they are ashore, though normally used regarding planets, it can refer to boarding a space station. Away, when a station releases the equipment tethering it to a space station or surface dock, it is away, and so on and so forth. CIC, the Combat Information Center, the command center of a spacecraft. The CIC is filled with sensor displays to make sense out of the chaos of combat. Damage control, the containment and repair of damage to a spacecraft. ECM, electronic countermeasures used to avoid enemy sensors from passive missions masking to active jamming. EVA, this one's important. Extravehicular activity, time spent in a pressure suit, outside of a vehicle, spacecraft, or station, and then so on and so forth. EXO, Executive Officer, the second in command of an Alliance warship. The EXO is responsible for administrative and personal matter, and personnel matters, my bad. And then a lot of these should be fairly obvious from there on out. Let's go ahead and head up to the council, shall we?
The council isn't going to ask me any questions, are they?
I doubt it. We've made our reports. Now we just have to trust Ambassador Udina.
No, we don't, sir.
So you may be noticing the press E to skip button there. I'm not going to do that because elevator conversations are a large part of this game. In fact, let me go into sound here. Let me bump up the dialogue volume. Okay, are you gonna come here?
I bet all these staircases aren't just for show. They make for good defensive positions if this place is ever attacked.
You sure have to climb a lot of stairs to reach the council. Think that's supposed to be symbolic of their importance?
I don't know, is it? Seems like maybe a fitness instructor built the Citadel.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vakarian. I was the officer in charge of the C-Sec investigation into Saren.
Who was that?
Who were you just talking to?
That was Executor Palin, head of Citadel Security, my boss. He'll be presenting my findings on Saren to the council.
You don't like Saren?
Sounds like you really want to bring him down.
I don't trust him. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. But he's a Spectre. Everything he touches is classified. I can't find any hard evidence.
I think the council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
That is Brandon Keener. He shows up in a lot of stuff after this, and people just typically refer to him as Garrus because of it. He's a solid enough voice actor. Kind of sucks that he gets pigeonholed.
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the councilor's assistants.
Yeah.
Commander? Commander?
Okay, well, you're clearly waiting on something that is not for me to know about, I guess. Anybody here? You know, you'd think I'd come here in my dress blues, but apparently not. Hello there, Captain.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
You know, I do kind of, I do kind of understand the Council's reasoning here, because eyewitness testimony is not necessarily particularly reliable, right? That would be, I believe, is it secondhand, or I believe it's technically secondhand evidence. And people tend to forget things and get things messed up and get things confused, so yeah, I do get where the Council is coming from here. How did you get involved?
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
Yeah, that's a little weird. Both that and the casual racism. Insults, typical, see he hates us, you'll pay! Yeah, let's go with insults.
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
Oh, this is going well. We're definitely making ourselves look good. The optics on this look great. Yeah, quit protecting him.
Saren's hiding behind his position as a Spectre. You need to open your eyes.
What we need is evidence. So far, we've seen nothing.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
Once again, dreams are not admissible evidence in court. I saw it in a dream is not evidence. Alright? You won't see the truth, no. What's the point?
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
This is all the same option, by the way.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
I think that went well. That was great, yep.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
How do you know Saren, by the way?
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
Now what? What do we do?
What's our next step?
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, the CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. It seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
I'll talk to him. I could start there, right?
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
Oh,
you won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
Hey, could we maybe not attack the captain like this?
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Oh, butt shot.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Any other leads?
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren. But his information won't come cheap.
What about you and Saren?
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
That is incredibly monstrous.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars. It causes them.
I know how the world works, Commander. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions, but only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
All right, well, tell me about... Can you at least give me some information on Harkin? Can we start there?
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
Why protect him in the first place?
Guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first human CSEC officers. Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired. A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now to stop protecting him.
Yeah, can you tell me about the Council and the Ambassador?
Our ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the Council. The Ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
What about you and Saren?
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20...
No.
I saw how he operates.
Okay, alright.
No
Everyone
knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the Council. The Ambassador
It
just
might
thinks it should
just
happen
be
sooner
that they
rather
don't
than
like
later.
how independent
And
we
I
are.
agree.
Maybe they'd let us join the Council if we were more willing to cooperate with the other species.
Of course they would. If we did everything they told us to, they'd love to have us on the Council. But it wouldn't be much of a deal for us. I understand their side. They don't want us dominating the Council. It's founded on cooperation and alliances. But we have to look out for our own interests, too.
Alrighty. Can you tell me about... Council and the Ambassador... what can you tell me about Barla Vaughn? You mentioned them, right?
Tell me about Barla Vaughn.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius, doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got an impressive client list. Ambassadors, diplomats, specters. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
Can you tell me about the Shadow Broker?
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game, and the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics, doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
What can you tell me about the Spectres?
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
How are they organized?
What's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
How are they chosen?
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals. People who can get the job done, like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation, but with him gone, things are still up in the air.
What happens if one goes too far?
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue, like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
Is this legal?
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest Alliance estimate puts their numbers under 100. But the Council couldn't do its job without them. They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line of defense, the final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
Yeah, total warfare is not good. I should go.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
And speaking of going, I'm actually going to call it there. Because I have been going for a fair while. So I will read off one of the little codex things here.
The Mako
no. No, stop that. Citadel conventions. These diplomatic talks occurred in the wake of the Krogan rebellions as a response to the destruction of the conflict and attempt to distance the Council from the brutal Krogan warfare. The conventions regulate the uses of weapons of mass destruction. WMD causes environmental alteration to a world. A bomb that produces a large crater is not considered a WMD. A bomb that causes a nuclear winter is. Use of WMD is forbidden on garden worlds like Earth, with ecospheres that can readily support a population. If a habitable world is destroyed, it will not be replaced for millions of years. The conventions do not forbid the use of WMDs on hostile worlds or in sealed space station environments. Many militaries continue to develop and maintain stockpiles. The conventions graded weapons of mass destruction in tiers of concern. Tier 1 is the greatest threat to galactic peace. Tier 1, large kinetic impactors such as asteroid drops or deorbiting space stations. Effectively free and available in any system in the form of debris left over from planetary accretion, kinetic impactors are the weapon of choice for terrorists and third galaxy nations. Tier 2, uncontrolled self-replicating weapons such as nanotechnology, viral or bacteriological organisms, von Neumann devices, and destructive computer viruses. These weapons can lie dormant for millennia, waiting for a careless visitor to carry them onto another world. Tier 3 are large energy burst weapons such as nuclear or antimatter warheads. Tier 4, alien species deliberately introduced to crowd out native forms for the health of an ecosystem. Ecological tampering can take years to bear fruit, making it difficult to prove. A great example of this in real life would be, in the US, our wild boar population. They're entirely introduced. They're technically endemic to the United States now. They were brought over by Spanish colonizers because they work incredibly well as terraformers. They adjust the land to suit their needs. They serve as particularly good. They serve as a particularly good food source, right? And it's likely a couple of them just got out, or they were released, or something, right? And now we have a really, really big wild boar population in the US. Lovely. We'll go over the Presidium Ring and wards later, but for right now, I'm going to drop a save, and we're going to call it here.